Who's a good boy?
Thiveron.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna march back to the car.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to beat that guy.
Just looking all sullen as you're going back in your suit. Like, dish, dish, dish.
I feel like Thiveron staring me down. I have to return it. Aiden is very confrontational like that. If you're gonna do me like that, I'm gonna do you too.
Aiden,
There's so much effect in like a
you're
simple.
feeling threatened by being
Yeah, simple like that.
Aiden feels threatened by everything. He needs to establish dominance.
Thiveron does a 360, but very slowly, and only in 25-degree increments.
as you
You two behave yourselves over there.
spinning around and enjoying the aftermath of bloody battle, Sao is like making sure to move on to dry land while he brings Bryn with him. Little one is hurt. I shall carry her. It is fine.
Yes, I patched up most of her most serious wounds, but if you could protect her while we secure the area, that would be a good way to repay us for freeing you.
I'm gonna assume we at least take a short break so we can get our stamina back, right?
I like to rest every chance I get.
Mm-hmm. If you wish to rest, then there is no better place than here. Well, the best place would have been over there, Sao says as he points towards the frozen wasteland. But here will do nicely.
I guess I'll get a quick camp started. And I wanna roll survival to make a makeshift camp so we can hang out for half an hour and relax. Aiden's gonna admire his handiwork. Damn. Yep, that head's clean gone. Woo! Nice shot if I do say so myself.
These are the items you find on his body. He's still holding his club tightly. Seems like blowing off his head gave him quite the death grip.
Wait, I don't understand. So what exactly is that? Like,
It's like a one-time injection that can give you a spell.
okay,
It's like a spell gem.
so you just
You're like, dish, yeah. You
Wait.
inject yourself with it and then you can cast it.
Wait, so you shoot up and you throw a spell.
Yeah.
That's
you
a
shoot-
very strange item. That's
in this universe, you can shoot up with magic. It's a wild ride, man.
Aiden doesn't approve of any drugs that enhance the performance, I don't know.
This one seems to be organic in a way. You can see it like pulsing.
I mean, I'm done rummaging through the bodies, I think, for today. Let's.
Yeah.
Okay. So you've rested. Thiveron, have you packed up your tent? Or you could leave it here?
Yep, I packed it up.
Okay. Right. So, once you have packed up your tent and you're going to leave the area,
But first, I pet the good boy.
you pet the goodest boy. Could you roll me perception as you leave?
Everyone, or
Yes, everyone. Sorry, I should say that. Everyone can roll perception. Aiden and Thiveron, you both at the same time stop and peer around. At first, it seemed like a creature, the six-legged creature that they were riding before, rushes through the undergrowth as you guys start moving, almost like a creature afraid of predators. But you feel that wasn't what caught your attention. It's like something's stalking you, keeping its eyes on you.
Hey, Thiveron, you ever hear that expression, there's always a bigger fish?
We have that same expression, but it's always a bigger bone.
Either way, perhaps we should pick up the pace.
We have that phrase, but there's always a bigger lizard.
If we're gonna turn it thematically, Ash, what were the bugs on my planet called again? The big ones?
Kalafa.
There's always a bigger Kalafa.
Thiveron is gonna pull his spear out and start growling wherever I can sense this presence.
As you look up, you see just as you're looking up towards the biggest tree in the area, you see just the tail end of some sort of creature. its claws dig into the bark and pull itself along. Its back is almost chitinous, but you can't quite see past all the colourful foliage as it disappears into it.
Well, whatever that thing was, it was fast as hell.
I'm also giving you a little sneak peek at its token,
Oh,
in case you missed it.
oh. Seems to be pretty big though. Yeah, we might want to get out of here.
Who knows what predators might be waiting?
There are many predators on this planet that are almost as big as me.
Considering how big that thing was and how fast it was, yeah, we definitely don't want to get ambushed by that.
Well, let's move forward then.
Agreed. Let us move on.
Get on
So-
with it.
Get on with it. That's Sal, by the way, not me. But yeah, he's going to start following you guys along as you make your way through the swamp once more. Once more, you enter the area with large trees and mushrooms gathered around you, going along makeshift walkways that are directing you slowly towards points of interest.
So hey, Sal, what's the deal with the giant mushrooms? Are they like tough as trees, or are they like gushy and easy to break? Like, what's the deal with them? Why are they so big?
They are very huge and very strong. If you wish to know, you could study them yourselves, but generally they are one of the producers of this substance you walk on now. And what trapped me earlier, that's the non-Neutralian gel, basically, that the water's made out of.
So like, are these mushrooms edible, or?
You can attempt to eat one, though it would be extremely tough. Its core is watery.
Like,
mean,
how
the
do these
juice that
things
comes
even
off
sustain themselves, considering we're so deep underground? I know mushrooms love, you know, damp caves and such, but isn't this a bit extreme?
This is as damp as caves get.
No. I mean, fungus will flourish anywhere that there's dampness, darkness, and biomass. As long as there's stuff dying here to feed them.
1 second, let me make a roll.
I guess
Okay,
those
right.
goblins are kind of part of the ecosystem in that regard.
Either way, we should head inside that place. You see this very thick bracket of like lattice of trees that go up all the way to the cave ceiling. It's almost like a sheer wall. It seems like the area has not parted ways. Normally these branches move and sway with motion. They allow ones to pass.
You speak
It
of
does
them
not
as if they
seem
have a
allowed.
mind of their own.
Think of these like a natural filter. It seems like we will have to go deeper in than expected.
Kuzon, what science got to say about this?
He just looks
If
like-
anybody wishes, you could roll life science. Essentially, this giant lattice of trees seem to act like almost you would see like seaweed in under the ocean, or perhaps one of those large jelly tubes you see in the ocean as well that basically filter muck grime from the air. So that's why he says it allows big things to pass through normally, because, well, it doesn't want to capture you, it's more interested in the things you breathe. But these don't seem to be moving right now. As you feel around, you do notice something. There seems to be some sort of vine almost creeping and crawling up to the side of this plant. And it seems to be covering a large cluster of like, crystalline formations, like almost completely covering. You can barely see them under there, but you can feel them with your senses that do not rely on sight.
Thiveron's gonna look back and say, "There's a weed preventing this plant from allowing us passage. Does anybody have a torch?"
I pull out a blowtorch.
Isn't that risky? Shouldn't we try physically removing it first?
Well, I'm not much
Actually,
for
I have a
gardening,
drill.
but... And I take out the combat knife. I can just cut it if you want.
That seems less destructive, yeah?
Aiden shrugs. Okay. And I'm going to try and cut some of the vine with my combat knife.
So as you start cutting, these vines are like the thickness of your arm. You just chop, 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 chop. The support these vines start having, you hear as they slowly start to peel off the side from the creatures shivering, as if it's trying to shake them off. The cascade of vines just starts falling down. It's almost as if it's slow motion, like the air's catching the just net of vines as it starts to fall. So you get plenty of time to move out of the way as it's like vroom. And as it does, it reveals a beautiful crack in the wall filled with multiple colored crystals that glow with an almost sun-like radiance.
Prava, Thiveron, I think we've got something in here.
You said our names. Are you thinking of magic something?
Maybe. If not, then those are some damn pretty crystals.
If I inspect where the crystals embed in the wall, is it kind of like being used almost like it's a weird way to describe it, but almost like a fiber optic cable for some kind of like UV energy inside the planet or something like that? Like, is it where it's plugged in the source of the actual energy?
You wouldn't be able to tell from here. You do see that it does seem to pulse with like that cosmic energy upwards. Like this is like a 200-foot wall up.
Yeah, interesting. I'll keep
The cave's a little lower here.
I'll keep the sample I took, and I guess when we get to the town, I'll ask them what they know, because that seems really interesting. But it would explain how plant life can grow underground if there's some kind of like latent UV energy.
All right then. So you start to move through the lattice then?
Prava's gonna like stop for a second by this sunstone and just to see if it is like any connection with his ability. He's gonna like pulse it with power and see if it accepts it, and if not, he's just gonna go through.
It does not. It would be same sort of instance if you tried pulsing out the sun. It's you feel UV from it.
If only I could be so grossly incandescent.
If only.
As you head on down through the lattice, you see these like they start getting thinner as you get nearer to the center. They're almost like rope size now as they brush against you. You have to be careful not to hold out your arms, otherwise they get caught. So you have to keep your arms close to your body as they just brush against you. And as you do, you see bits and pieces of dirt that have gathered on you throughout your journey down here start getting stripped away with every step you take. And as you start to get into a sort of clearing, it's much cleaner than it was before.
Thiveron is going to take a note in his head. I'm going to call this one the dog wash.
But dog wash.
Much better than actual water. Water is scary.
Oh god. Right. Now, as you exit out of this area, you are now in a new area. As you see, once you step out, there is a massive, almost gigantic, like crag. You just see vines stretching on before you. As you pass through the hole of the lattice, behind you the wall that connects to the cave ceiling is still there. The lattice is still there, but you're on the other side and you're standing on a massive vine that is dug deep into the planet. And it seems to be growing out into the distance.
Is this the same kind of vine that we cut?
No, this is a totally different type of vine. This one seems to have massive thorns on it as well. About the size of two men standing on top of each other.
I think
So
I'm gonna
4
need a
meters
bigger
high.
knife.
As we continue to come across new plant life, Thiveron takes out his little recording cylinder and begins just recording things that he's sensing.
So, if you get the idea, essentially before you is like a bramble of vines right now. Like you are almost insects looking into this place with bits and pieces of like there's foliage all over the place. It almost encapsulates the area. Sal looks at the map that Brian gave and says, "This is the way." And as you do, you see this. Well, it's not a lattice, but there's vines more compact. You can barely get the car, and the bike is easily fit through if you just get off and duck your head. So I was like, "Do not worry, I shall easily lift this up." And he like grabs it and come on through, little ones.
Thiveron ducks his head under and goes through.
As you guys get the car through and everything, he's like, yes, now for you. But as he does, you hear something that sounds like a string being contorted, like almost like the sound of Aiden's garrote. And as it sounds like that, you feel the sound of falling leaves and trees once again. And Sal's unable to keep the vine up as it lands on the giant vine that you're walking on, shaking the very foundation. Those of you in the car are easily able to keep your footing, but, well, the rest of you are having a troubled time.
Reflex save?
If you wish to stay on your feet, yes. Or you can just fall on your ass and get back up. As you do that, you hear the sound of Sal on the other side of well, massive vines. It's like, little ones, are you okay?
Yep.
We're okay. Sal, are you okay?
I am perfectly stable. That was unexpected. Perhaps it was the feeding of malice I heard before. Strange. Do not worry. Brian says she knows a way around.
Then we'll try and make our way around from here and meet you on the other side.
Understood. Continue on. We'll meet soon. Do you hear a thunderous footsteps of sound? Like, what do you wish to do now?
We're gonna keep going forward, as long as there is a way forward.
Okay then. You start heading your way forward. You can hear Noelle bleeping happily on your bike's monitor, by the way. It's like beep, 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 beep. She just seems to be a happy, time.
Oh yeah, what'd you think of those little creatures that were numbing on those weird fruit?
There's a small heart that appears on screen.
I'm gonna see if I can tame one of them, bring them back to you as a pet.
She seems very happy about this prospect. You haven't been walking too long, it's just you've had to go where the vine takes you and jump down some areas. But as you do, you hear the same sound of the garrote tightening.
I'm gonna try to quickly grab onto something in case we fall again. What the?
Almost in time, you hear boom sound as either end of where you guys are currently are suddenly boom, explode. Would you like Aiden, you're the only one not in the car, aren't you?
Yeah. I tried to grab onto something as soon as I heard the garrote wire.
Well, there wasn't anything to grab onto apart from the large vine below you, and the vine is starting to fall. What do you wish to do with your bike as you are falling? Do you wish to maybe toss it onto the end that you can see?
Yes.
Alright, roll me athletics.
Hiya!
So as you're grabbing on with your claw-like hands, I know they're not claws, but you're digging your hands into the vine. You grab onto the handlebars of the bike, you hear Noelle go lead, but before you just and the bike lands and skids along the plant life as the end, and you hear Noelle please as you fall.
As I'm falling, I wanna snap my neck around. What's happening with the car?
The car is flying. So currently it's just being bombarded with bits of vine that are coming down. Kuzon, could you roll me piloting to keep it steady? And you know what? I think everybody will be able to see this.
Oh hey, it's a top bottom now. Nice.
You are currently going through the air, and as you're looking around, you see from one of the other sections of vine that got blown up, something comes out of it, like almost if it's a part of it, just.
What's it look
It's the
like?
jackal.
No! It's not the jackal.
If you wish to see it, it looks almost like a cybernetic skeleton looking at you in blackened armor,
I am
and he
going...
bears a familiar symbol,
Oh,
Tenebrous Guard.
I see.
If you attempt to flee me, I will detonate the EMP I have. It will easily disable your friend's car.
As he is talking,
really
I
think-
immediately draw my gun and shoot him in the face.
Oh, roll me attack.
And that means I'm not deploying my glider, I'm just gonna keep falling.
As you fire, you see the creature you can see he was repaired as he suddenly sinks back into the armored place. He's like, you almost got him, however, as you can see part of him peeking out from part you blew off with your revolver. It's like, I see. So you do not wish to trade your friends' lives for data. You're much colder than I thought. You can see him sink back into the area. One moment. He
Yeah, I
sinks
forgot.
back in.
Thiveron's gonna look around and ask, "What's the plan?"
Well, Aiden's in free fall right now, so I think we have to help him.
Spend another resolve point. And use my Akashic record to take a piloting check. At a +7 instead of a +1 to kind of give Kuzon directions as he's doing that.
Do I have to pilot? Do I have to pilot this bad boy?
Yes.
That's a +4, so that's 22, and then
All right.
4.
Now, everybody moves with Kuzon since he is currently driving. So where do you want to go, Kuzon?
Should I just get level? Like, I want to bring the car not exactly into a free fall, but put it in a state where I'm keeping up with his rate of descent.
I dive into the shotgun seat and keep my gun out.
All right, then. Move beside Kuzon.
Whoosh. And I'm gonna keep an eye out on the area, look for where that guy's gonna pop out of.
And as you say that, none of you notice as you're all looking around, you just... It suddenly splits out of a thing. It's like, ding ding. And a grenade, despite it being EMP, the main effect on it is that it's disabled for 2 rounds as your car is now in free fall. However, Kuzon, you do take half damage. You're going to take 4 damage from the EMP due to your cybernetic implants. And you also have a -2 to use any of your implants.
Okay, I'm just gonna take a full attack at him then. I don't need no move actions or nothing. I still haven't figured out how to code this right, so my thing is +1 higher than whatever it rolls at. That's a 14 and a 22.
22 hits with 16 cold damage. Holy shit. So as you fire, you're even past cover, you see it rip apart and you see in partial cover and that still gets through. You can see it skim his shoulder. He's like, Thiveron.
If I see this guy and he's within 60 feet, I think I'm going to mind thrust him. Old Faithful.
Oh my god!
52 points of damage. DC 18 for half.
Oh my god, look at those rolls, they were almost perfect.
Oh no!
Oh my god, that's a one shot, isn't it?
He just
Oh my god.
And Thiveron just says, "I'm tired of these guys."
Right. Now we're at the top of the leaderboard again. Since your car is disabled,
Oh wow, he's still alive.
barely,
Damn, this guy's
would
tough.
you guys roll me fortitude?
Oh, fortitude. The one thing I'm bad at. Nice. Yeah, there it is.
This is DC 15, by the way.
Nice, we all failed together
I
as a
knew
team.
I knew I should have activated my future telling ability. Fuck.
You all take 20 damage, and your car takes 13. As you are tumbling through the air, hitting pieces of vine left and right, as you try to keep yourself stable, but you're whacking against the sides of the car as you go. Just...
I'm going to pass Aiden the wheel, and I am going to try to get out the window and into the trunk of the car. I want to use my action to like kickstart it.
Ah, you want to get under the hood. I see.
Yeah. So I want to pass Aiden the wheel, and like using my jump jets as security in case something. I have a climb speed of my jump jets. But I'm gonna try to squeeze through, like squeeze into the engine, just like slip in and start trying to fix it.
Okay then. So essentially, as you're like your head's hurting, but you manage to crawl. Use your jump jets just to turn the corner as you pull open the hood and start working on it.
Yeah, I'll I mean, we can consider it a use of my, because I can spend a resolve point to like supercharge an engine. So if we want to treat it like that, like I can use a resolve point and like kickstarting the engine, quote unquote.
Make me an engineering check, and if you do, you can spend a resolve point to kickstart the engine.
Oof, that's no good.
Oh, I would say that you managed to get it open, but the jostling, you're barely holding on as you're trying to work on it as hard as you can.
Fuck it. I'm gonna put my gun away, and can I start playing with the cables underneath the car? I wanna try and, cross some wires and such. I wanna use engineering to see if I can't help Kuzon get the car started right now.
Tell you what, roll me engineering, same as Kuzon.
I mean, it does have an autopilot.
24. Come on, start! I'm gonna bang the hood. Come on! I mean the front end of the car. Come on! Bam!
Yeah.
You're like sparking, it's like... It seems like it needs a jump start of energy. Kuzon's able to get it open if he uses resolve point, but someone else is gonna have to, well, basically jump start it.
Prava!
Aiden, you've connected the wires and everything. You almost got it. However, someone else will have to because you're busy flailing around. Both of you have managed to almost get it. If someone else helps you, you can do it. I would say Kuzon's in cover right now. This guy is going to absorb himself into this. As he throws these past each of you, you can see him sticking to various vines. Let's see. First one, Thiveron, you take 6. Prava, 5. And Aiden, it did not hit you.
Nope.
You managed to just deflect it just in time. And this guy is gonna go... Boom. He has enough movement to get back into cover. Prava.
Yeah, I'm in Graviton Attunement, level 2 now. I'm gonna cast Gravity Hold on Kuzon and stabilize him to the front of the car so that he can do what he needs to do.
If you do not resist, you are able to do it, and Kuzon,
Yeah.
you can spend 1 charge, thanks to Aiden, of avoiding using a resolve point.
Give me that. Zzz.
And you feel the car suddenly... There's only one problem now. No one's holding onto the wheel.
I am.
No, you're under the dashboard doing engineering.
Oh.
So in other words,
grab the wheel!
you're trying to free fall.
I mean, the car does have autopilot rating of like 13 though.
Oh yeah, but you have to turn it on. Thiveron.
Thiveron, grab the wheel!
You could. Does Thiveron know how to turn on autopilot? Does he grab the wheel? Which one? Which one are you gonna do?
Snap piloting check.
Thiveron, there's a square but I mean a green button. I mean a fuck.
It's green. No, wait.
Thiveron, this is... If you ever you're gonna learn to drive, now's the time!
Like Thiveron just like panicking. His hair is on end. He's got both hands up. He's deciding what to do, and he
Punch
just
it!
throws a hand toward the console.
Just
Oh, I'm like he was derping out.
as you reach out towards the console, it's like smack. It's like nothing, and then welcome user. It's like and suddenly the car stabilizes. You're basically reaching over Aiden, pressing onto Aiden, holding the console wheel.
Like just like physically moving somebody in front of the wheel. You take over.
Kuzon, you come out from under the hood and you see your friends basically helping you in each and every way they could have.
Okay,
And you basically, the car itself just barely avoids the falling like bits of debris.
So, is this representatives? Like, I'm being held. I'm like basically on the hood of the car almost.
Yes,
If
you're being
this
stabilized, so I say you have footing.
yeah, and I know this guy was hiding somewhere around here. So I wanna use my jump jets to like land on this platform. Then I'm gonna take out my gun and just try to fire through the covering.
Oh, you're gonna try to pound into a vine with your gun. Go ahead, make
My-
an attack.
Ice vortex, baby.
Ooh, actually, that does get through the hardness. As you're firing into it, just boom, 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 boom. You just see the bits and like ice, like icicles just slam into it. And as it breaks away some of the vine, you see it dig into his side. He's like, ah. You hurt him for about 3 damage past the hardness of a vine.
Good gun.
Aiden,
Did Kuzon's fire manage to expose the guy, or is he still hidden?
he's still hidden within it. He just moved back into the vine.
The car is stable, I don't have to pilot it, right?
Yes. Thiveron's still having his minor panic attack, but yes.
Kuzon is not gonna be in range of a grenade if I drop a grenade down there, right?
If you throw a grenade, it will be at minuses to scatter wherever the fuck, since you're in midair, but you could
Fair
technically,
point.
since it is 10 foot.
Yeah, I'm not gonna risk it, I'm probably gonna light up Kuzon, even though a grenade would have been nice here. I'm just going to withhold action, and as soon as I see him, I'm gonna make a snapshot.
Right. Before he comes out, he uses item interaction. Kuzon, you are considered flat-footed for this. Can he hit you normally? Does that hit your AC, Kuzon?
Flat-footed reduces my AC by 2.
Yes.
Yeah, then it does.
What happens is, as you see his hand come out of one of the vines for a moment, not enough to be able to attack him necessarily thematically. And as he does, you see each of these blades suddenly come out of where they were and fire back towards you, past the others and into your back, Kuzon. Just do-do-do-do-sh. As if the knives were controlled somewhat.
Hmm.
You can tell people as it's Prava's turn.
Yeah, if you could tell me where that sucker is.
Trying to say he's moved, and then he is going to. I guess I don't want to keep using up my high-level spells, so.
Hang on, it is Prava's turn.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm just gonna black hole like, right here and yank him 10 feet towards the car. Kind of as if I'm trying to like wedge him from the car.
So, what do you... Hang on, 10 feet. So, there, you want him. Kuzon is also pulled, but not pulled himself. He's just on the vine that got pulled. And yeah, he's like right next to you, Thiveron, now. Like he is right next to you. You can tell he's like there.
okay.
For my withheld action, can I toss a grenade inside the vines?
You possibly could, if you wanna. There is considered very strong winds right now. Not enough to affect bullet fire, but definitely enough to affect grenade throws.
Do I roll athletics or?
2. So as you throw it here, that's 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2. You throw it on Kuzon.
What?
Nice.
As you throw it over there, the strong winds pull the grenade this way, and it explodes mid-air. Like, poof.
Do I have to make a dex save?
What grenade did you throw?
Frag grenade.
Yeah, I think it is.
Well, luckily it does like 1d6 damage physical, so it's not like it's deadly. It's more to burn everything up.
If it hits here, then it definitely encapsulates all of you, so all of you make one, and he has
Jesus
to.
Christ.
There you go.
Nope.
So Prava and Thiveron take 5 damage. Kuzon and Aiden take half.
I don't take any evasion.
Oh yeah, you avoid it straight up. You pull up the back cover of the seat to take it, and it peppers the area.
I protect myself as I listen to the pained groans of my allies that get bombarded by shrapnel that I threw.
So done of your shit.
What happened?
Bro turns to the stream like, see what I mean, guys?
However, you did manage to do one thing with your grenade.
Are the vines burnt up? There it is. That's what I wanted to do.
You'd see him like pull himself up. You see him like drawing like a dagger from his chest. He's like, yeah.
Thiveron, bonk him!
All right, here comes the spear.
Ooh,
25 with 11 damage.
Nice.
Ooh. Are you going to activate?
No, not the acid.
You can see you as you boom, slash at him. He's like, he was right. This was a mistake. He's like barely on his feet right now, and he can't move.
Does this guy have like cybernetics and stuff like that?
Yes.
Because I think if he does, then I can do this for the first person I could ever use his ability on in game, and I can overload him.
Well, many creatures have had cybernetics. I mean, you just never used it.
I mean,
He looks like this.
save.
He does not. As he's standing there and you suddenly hack into his systems, you see a small little puff of smoke happen on his back, and he reflexively like jitters.
I want to imagine if he's using a cloaking device that instead of reflecting the trees and stuff he's hiding in, it's just a bunch of like Kuzon faces like smiling. It's just like 100 little Kuzon heads just smile. Like, I just override his cloaking system for a round. It just.
Aiden.
I am going to take out my pistol, and it's headshot time. Right, so trick attack. Does that hit?
Yep.
I want to flat foot him and kablamo. 27.
Woof.
4d8.
You sadly miss.
Oh shit, I rolled a critical fail.
Zing.
I thought.
As you fire, you see the bits of plant life just.
Oh, he's flat footed. And that's my turn. I grab the wheel.
You'd see him standing there like, fine, if I'm going out. You see him twitch, then you're coming with me. Kuzon, roll me acrobatics or athletics. I said, am I quiet? Because you guys can't seem to hear me.
I hear you.
Yeah. No, so you mean not a save, you only roll acrobatics, is clarifying.
He's grappling you. Roll acrobatics or athletics if you wish to resist
Oh
it.
yeah, I get to use this feature. I have the shed skin feature. Yeah, so I get a +4 bonus to acrobatics checks to try and escape from grapples. Because, like, he's gonna grab me, and then just, like, the party grabs, just the skin just slips right off.
Oh, right, he's also flat-footed.
Oh,
Oh.
Ew.
Damn! Doesn't make a difference if I roll a natural 1.
As you try to shed your skin, it's like, and you just shed your skin, you just see his other hand come around and grab onto the back of your head where your electronics are. It's like, no, you don't, and he pulls you off of him. He's basically holding on to you, almost. Ever seen Ninja Gaiden? He's trying to sewer drop you.
Oh shit! Okay.
Prava.
Prava sees Kuzon gets grabbed and he jetpacks out of the car and just goes down for a melee attack with the symbiote. Push out the seat out the back here and just go out symbiote clawing in.
As you attempt to lash out, you see he pulls up a knife just in time, just blocking the whip-like blade. He's holding you off as he pushes off and brings Kuzon further down. Thiveron.
Okay. This guy is now kind of getting annoying. He just won't die. But
I will never die.
I'm going to throw this acid spear at him.
Please
23.
don't. Yeah.
Okay, yep.
Yeah, you throw it.
Yep. 13
Cool,
points
cool.
of damage, and then I snap my fingers and the spear returns to me.
Nice. As it lands into his chest, you just see armor shatter and fall down to the ground as the acid slowly creeps up his body as his hands go limp and he lets Kuzon go. And
Are we still falling?
since the roof of the car is off and the car is in my control and I'm behind the wheel, I'm gonna swoop down, whoosh, 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 and pick up Kuzon and the corpse. Here comes your ride! Beep beep!
you successfully pick up Kuzon and the body that's hung there limply, burning away.
Does he have like an implant like what I have?
He seems to have a cortex thing, yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna start rummaging through this guy's pockets, see if I can find any IDs or something that might tip us off who he is, why he was sent here, any contacts he has, anything.
You find unique knife survival. You find 3 of them, in fact, as you drag them off of his chest. There we go. You gain 3 knives that have the same stats as a normal knife survival. However, once thrown, at the location they land, they can be thrown again, all 3 of them, at the same time. As if controlled.
Ooh.
There seems to be a small glove that comes along with it. So you like throw it and then drag it back.
So this is how he shish kebabbed Kuzon.
You also get, sadly, his armor seems to be, well, acid up. So it's useless. But you do find that one of his armor upgrades survived. Let me roll for it. Which one survived? That one, okay. One of his armor upgrades survived, which is known as a hover field.
Ooh.
His backpack survived. And also, would you roll me perception?
Well, since I'm rummaging through it,
Nice.
29.
29. Thiveron, I'm going to suspect you're like searching through for backpack, or are you helping Aiden?
Yeah. Like, do I notice that backpack is magical?
The backpack is it's one of those minor enchantment backpacks, you know, it's the Starfinder kind. It seems that it's got the red Starfinder star on it as well, which you can easily just take off. But it is one of those backpacks. You're looking through it. It's like there's hardly anything inside it. There's like 3 rations, another normal knife. It seems very, very limited. But you do find a data pad. And Aiden, what you find is this. As you're looking through his headset, you notice that it's slightly open. You break it open, and there's a small micro tap inside of it. Somebody didn't trust this assassin.
I'm gonna hand over the micro tap to Kuzon.
Yeah, that's interesting. So the is the microtap still installed?
It's installed inside his headpiece, yes.
Okay.
It'd be difficult to get out of there, but if you did, you would be able to obtain the micro tap.
Installation DC 40. Damn.
Yeah, I'd need to. I wouldn't chance it unless I had access to my tech workshop. Try to remove this thing. I think that makes more sense. Or at least, like, maybe they have a facility where we're going that I could borrow. I want to use the car's computer.
Yes.
I'm turning off the engine physically. Like, I'm
Yes.
physically disconnecting the engine, and then I'm plugging it into the car's computer. Or, like,
Yes.
trying to wire it into the car's computer so I could analyze his exocortex for anything that would identify this person.
Okay, roll me computers. But yeah, you did also find a data pad, Thiveron. Sadly, it's not got any of, helper tools installed for people of your condition. You do know it's a data pad, though.
The data pad I hand to Kuzon.
Did you also want to look through that at the same time?
Yeah. I'll go through everything I have on this guy.
Roll computers again, then, for the data pad. Nice. Same roll. Very nice. So, as you're looking through, you look through the data pad. Apparently, there's a bunch of deleted emails between them, apart from one that says delete all transmissions from us. As you're looking through them, it's like, yeah, he's completely, like, scoured it. Essentially, he uses temporary, memory plugins and then destroys them as soon as he doesn't need them.
Yeah, makes sense.
As you're looking through, it's like it doesn't really show anything. There's maybe a few games. Datapad's extremely bare, apart from a few recent pictures of you guys going through. There is also a picture of what appears to be something that he's spotted that's also following you. There's something that looks exactly what you saw before, Kuzon, that jumped into the brush. That's almost got fur. It's got the colorful chitin down the back of its spine.
What kind of games does this guy have on his phone? Like, what's this nerd playing?
Tetris.
Wow. What on earth?
But, however, there is one place which he could not wipe. As you start relating the times and dates of deleted files to his exocortex, and you start getting a small conversation back and forth through the emails that he used. According to this and his exocortex, he was having a disagreement with others that are, like, meant to be following you. Apparently, he disagreed with the others that you should just watch and stay back, as he was going to take care of you himself. Turns out that didn't work out so well for him.
So, does anything here suggest that there are other people on this planet that are also on our tail?
No, it seems like he mentions, I'm getting on their ship now. It's like there's no point in stopping me. It seems like he came on your ship.
Yeah.
So now you're back together. What do you do with the body?
Toss it in the pit.
I'm keeping all of the hardware and then kicking him into a pit.
Into the pit.
We appear
So you
with 10
just-
gold points on the ship.
So you just unceremoniously kick him off the side of the vine and down into
That's
the
a good enough
depths.
funeral for him. Fuck him.
I mean, he's cunning. I have to respect him for that. I mean, he probably messed with us better than any individual has since we started, to be honest. Like we've been messed with by organizations and
Kuzon.
stuff, but that's probably like one of the most cunning people that we've interacted with.
Kuzon, considering all the toys he had, you might want to do an entire sweep of the ship, make sure he didn't leave any souvenirs.
But as you guys, do you continue on then?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. You get back on your bike and your car, and now without the golems, if you can just speed your way through this, just. Aiden, do you do any sick tricks off the vines?
Don't do it.
Down its orgasm.
Yes, I
He's
do
trying to pull
some.
he's trying to pull a natural one out of you.
I
Don't
do
it.
some above average tricks. Yes.
Just some normal tricks. You do a wheelie here and there. Okay.
I do a backwards Michael. Michael, not Jordan. What's the other Michael? God damn.
Jackson.
Yeah, Michael Jackson wheelie. I do the moonwalk wheelie next to Kuzon's car.
I just love it when you ask questions, Ash. It's like literally, you're like, "Hey, do you do this?" And then this is you tossing some rope and asking if they want to hang themselves with it.
It's like, hey, it's like I know you. Do you want to do it? You know you wanna.
I've done that many times.
Yes.
However, as you are passing through, you can finally see the end of this cavalcade of vines, but you do see one thing off to the side of your main route. Seems to be a small village built into the twisting vines and branches of where you are.
You think that might be the city?
I don't know if this is the place.
I mean, I was gonna say that it's too small, but Bryn has lived her entire life here, so to her, maybe this is big enough to be called a city. I don't know.
I mean, we also don't know how it is here, right?
Sorry.
It could. Most of it could be inside, and we wouldn't even see it from the outside.
I don't know, I just saw an opportunity to casually diss her and I wanted to take it.
It's like, I am a princess of like a village.
I'm a princess of 25 people.
Yeah, this looks like some sort of village.
I'll check it out.
Alright then, as you start going across the walkways, you see what appears to be one figure standing right in the center of it, right about here-ish. Like as Aiden's driving down the way, you probably follow him, just cutting across with your car. But you see this figure, and as you get closer, you start realizing this dude's 8 feet tall, and he's just sitting on the ground.
What's he look like?
Do you stop as you get near to him, or do you just run the fuck over?
No, I run him over, Ash.
Okay, as you slowly come to a stop, as your headlights gleam off of his scales, you can see a very large lizard-like being.
I poke my head over and say, dude, don't just sit in the middle of the road, you're gonna get run over.
You see him bring up what appears to be a hunk of meat and
Kuzon just tapping on his metal head casing, and it's like, I'm bigger than you'll ever know.
you can see that there's buildings off to the side, and you can see some beings just like him, looking towards you. It's like he slowly stands up and tosses the meat off the side. He rolls his shoulders. He's like, "Ugh. What do you outsiders want with this place? Not many people are allowed this close. You're lucky I'm on duty today."
Okay, so what I was saying is, could I roll a culture check to maybe recall some sort of a lizard folk greeting that he might understand? Just
Go ahead.
Put him at ease. 19.
Let me see. I think you would know. As you look towards this, you see his head plate, mainly for like ramming, and you go, ah, yes. You know exactly how to greet these people.
Headbutt.
You've got to show essentially your dominance. You got to show that you are a fighter.
Okay, can I walk up, do that, and roll an intimidation roll?
Go ahead. Okay. And I'm gonna.
Yeah, while they're all talking to him, Thiveron just pushes through and headbutts a guy.
As you both like, suddenly you bring your head back and he's like looking at you, boom, and he like suddenly grabs onto your shoulders, back towards you. And he's like, I like this one.
It's been a very long time since I've had the pleasure of meeting somebody of your race.
Ah, you are the ones from beyond the shell. Interesting. Come in, come in. I'm sure we can accommodate you. And you hear somebody on difference, a younger-looking person. The feathers that come out of the back of their head is all multicolored, different, almost like the fauna you've seen up to this point, almost as if trying to blend in. Their scales are much more gradient affair, like at the bottom it turns blue while at the top it's like green. He's like, you cannot let them in. They are outsiders. They could bring all sorts of dangers. And you see the one you're talking to look back towards you, like, do you bring dangers?
Yes, many.
The good kind or the bad kind?
I look towards all my weapons and bombs and say, the good kind.
He looks towards the younger lizard man and just goes, see? Old man, you cannot allow this to happen.
I look back towards Thiveron. Should I headbutt this one?
Thiveron just says, no, that's fine. Forgive me, friend, but we were transporting a princess of this planet, and we've been separated, and we would like to rest for a bit before we go back to look for her.
Ah, the princess of a land. I assume it's one of their people.
So Thiveron says, we're transporting a princess of the Kabair, and we were separated.
If that is so, it is best to wait here for her. All paths lead through here. And you see the other one go, I will not allow it. And you just see the elderly lizardman grab the dude, bring him up, and headbutt him down to the ground. He's like, as I was saying, welcome to my village.
See, Thiveron, I should have hit.
Come in. Bring your flying beast with you too.
Thiveron will nod and move in.
As you come on inside, you can see the other lizardmen looking cautiously as you probably just drive past this other guy on the ground and go, like all dizzy from the impact.
He'll be fine, right?
Thiveron kneels down and helps him up and says, no worry, we don't intend to disturb your village.
And you can see him like grumble. He's like, ugh. By the way, Prava, you hear Cal from behind you, like he's resting on your back pouch. He's like, Master, these would make perfect minions.
Thiveron shoots his glare back at the book. He says, as I said, we will not be disturbing the village.
They're pretty impressive people visually, but you know, we're spacefaring Dark Lords. We need spacefaring folk to come work with us.
I suppose you are right. And the younger lizard man goes, so be it. I will guard the entrance. He like walks off.
Thiveron will usher everybody in.
Hmm.
By the way, as we're walking, I'm gonna start describing the creature that I saw stalking us in the woods, see if this guy may have heard something about it.
There are many creatures, but this one does not sound native to this area. Do you know its face? Could you describe its fangs or claws to me?
I did see a bit of its claws and tails and its pigment, but couldn't see its face, sadly. It was very quick, that's for sure, considering it was so large.
What does that guy's photo have?
It basically has the same. It seems like this thing is very adept at avoiding being seen. Strange. Still, you are safe here. Do not worry. This place is guarded by larger things. And you can see him like... Well then, do you have any questions to ask me?
Do you guys have a space in a workshop I might be able to rent?
We have a workshop, but I doubt it would be suitable for an outsider such as you.
I'm pretty adaptable.
It's over there. By the way, little one, you may be small, but I think since your group is so brave, you may try for a mate in my village if you wish. Just defeat their closest male relative. It's easy enough.
Thiveron steps forward and says, that will not be necessary.
Kuzon's just like, it's really funny. It's a good. I'm just gonna. He just gets in the car and leaves.
You must be one of the shy ones.
Thiveron steps forward and he says, we have not come here to mate with the females or males of your village.
That's fine, I didn't assume you did. I was just making a nice, kind offer.
Can we make that out of context quote for the session? We did not come here to mate with the females.
I'll cut it out and make sure Nicole hears it, don't worry.
Or the males. So I'm imagining Thiveron has been keeping like a running record in his mind of like 2 checklists, things he likes about this culture and things he doesn't like. Offered the females of the village, doesn't like.
No, he offered for you to try. There's a difference. It's like win their affection, beat up some of their family members, you know, that sort of stuff.
Yeah, that goes over well.
So, what was that, Prava?
Right, was just like talking kind of, his culture's a lot like yours. Scaly, loves to fight.
That's good. But we do not. To wound ourselves would be foolish in this land.
Oh, so
What we do is competitions. That is what we have.
I can get into the competitive spirit. What kind of things do you guys compete?
We take part in many competitions. We have magical competitions, those who can cast the magic arts. We have wrestling, arm wrestling. We have lifting. Depends on who is competing.
Oh, me and my boy over here, we got some tricks to us. We can probably compete in the magic competition.
That sounds nice. It would be a good show. Of course, you are free to ask for a reward, and you will compete for it. That sounds fair.